This is Seasons of Discontent with your hosts Rick Snyder and Matt Combs on the Hogstein Network.
Welcome to Seasons of Discontent, Season 7, Episode 22. Whew. Brought to you by Rick Snyder's Washington on YouTube and all social media. And, of course, I'm Rick Snyder.
I'm Matt.
And we're back discussing all Washington life and sports as part of the Mighty Hogstein Network on audio and here on YouTube on video. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit that thanks button. All right, so Washington Commanders are playing the Indianapolis Colts this week. And I remember the old days of the Redskins Colts games. Now it's, they used to play all the time. I looked it up one time. The Colts beat the Redskins every time they played in the 60s, regular season and preseason. Back when they were great teams and Washington wasn't. They beat them for a whole decade. I mean, that was amazing. And now there's no juice to this kind of thing. But I wish there was. I mean, we don't have a Ravens Commander series so much.
Right.
I guess we have to like this. But Indianapolis stinks. Washington's got to win this game. If you want to be a real team, you have to win winnable games. And Green Bay was a winnable game, even though people didn't see it. But they weren't. They're struggling. They're going to be like a 9-8 team or something. And the Colts are going to be like a 7-10 kind of team. You got to win these games because after this, you're playing Minnesota and Philly on a Monday night. Good luck. So you've got to win when you can win. And I think they will win this one. Last week, I had the exact score. And this time, I'm going big. Washington 28, Indianapolis 13. I see a butt kicking here.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a game that we had circled on the calendar going into the preseason or going into the season. Obviously, it was the Carson Wentz Revenge Bowl, and Matt Ryan gets traded to Indianapolis to take over for Wentz. So, this was one of the stops on the Carson Wentz Revenge tour. Who would have thought it was going to be Sam Ehlinger versus Taylor Heineke? Matt Ryan has been benched. Carson Wentz is hurt. Indy was a preseason, very popular Super Bowl pick. They thought they were a very complete team. They have fallen flat on their face. But yeah, I'm with you. This is a game that you need to go in and look. Snyder's going to have a little bit of extra juice to win this game. So, there may be a couple extra, deposits in these guys' checks if they play well because of the words that Irsay had to say about Snyder a couple weeks ago at the owners' meetings. I'm not willing to go as high as you. I'll say Washington 24, Indy 17.
So will Dan Snyder talk to Irsay on the field before the game? I say 0 chance of that happening because Dan can't confront people like that. He's too much of an introvert.
I don't even think he'll go.
Well, I think he'll go. He'll just be,
They've done a very good job on television this year of not showing him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he hides in the back of the box, too.
Yeah, that's true, too. Because he's not supposed to be there.
They never show him on the scoreboard at FedEx because people boo. And they put up for a breast cancer thing commercial and the people booed her. Which brings me to the Burgundy Revolution, as I call it.
Tanya?
Yeah, they booed Tanya.
Tanya's Tanya and D'Angelo Williams are the reason that we celebrate breast cancer every October in the NFL. Like, come on, people.
Crowd wants her gone too. They want the sniper gone.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I've heard of this Burgundy Revolution. I want to hear you get into this.
Which is my term, by the way. I started calling them that when Vinny Serrato got forced out and the fans were protesting. And I called it the Burgundy Revolution then. It's been a while since I've used it. Now suddenly people are really like the term on this. But you look at the stadium. It was 60,000 more or less. That's what they said. It's in the ballpark against Green Bay. Green Bay was about 35,000. Washington was 25,000, which is better than normal. It would have normally been 50 and 10, like that. So fans are coming out a little more on this. I'm giving them at least a couple of wins to do, but but they had signs upsell the team, and the goons came down, told people to, they'd take them away if they didn't put them away, that kind of stuff. Sell a team chance. It's just everywhere now. It just keeps going, and the fans are just upset. And eventually, look at some of the home games coming up. like Atlanta, then nobody's going to be at that game, because you don't have any Falcons fans to come fill in the gaps. But the Burgundy Revolution, they want the Snyders gone. I don't know that it will. I mean, I know Dan Snyder's dream is for his children to take over the team, but I mean, I think they're all in their 20s right now. Of course, he was only in his 30s when he got the team, but I just don't see it lasting long enough. I think eventually it's going to get to the corporate sponsorship level, and that's what makes a difference to the NFL owners.
Yeah.
They don't care. They care about money and bad attendance and no stadium, which just can't seem to get done. Look at Tennessee.
I was getting ready to say, look at Tennessee. Yeah. Tennessee's a brand new franchise. Tennessee hasn't even been around, but what, 10, 15 years? I mean, come on now. Actually, no, I guess they started in the late 90s, but still, you're already getting a brand new stadium. And Rick, it's a lower capacity stadium. Everybody's going to these smaller, more intimate stadiums so that you can get easier sellouts, obviously. But yeah, look at that. Tennessee's willing to work with them. Tennessee's approving for, taxpayer money and all this stuff. They're getting a stadium, and we can't even figure out where the hell we're going to put one. Look, I don't know. Look, I know Snyder is one that is defiant. He's going to spit in the face of the fans. He's been doing it since he bought this team. So he's not going to just sell because the fans want him to. I think just like with the name change, when he came out and said this franchise will never be known as anything else besides the Washington Redskins. Here we are 3 years later, we're the Washington Commanders, complete rebranding, complete new logo, new name, new everything, new song. Everything is new.
Yeah, people don't like it.
But it's because Nike, they were all threatening to pull sponsorship. Pepsi. Once they all started pulling sponsorships, Dan was like, whoa. Hey, okay. As of today, we're the Washington football team. We'll figure out a new name. Like, it was such a knee-jerk reaction because the money wasn't flowing in his pockets and the money wasn't going to be flowing into the other owners' pockets, And I'll say this. They added a game to Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. It is going to be an Amazon Prime exclusive. If you do not think Jeff Bezos wants his fingers on a team, I still, and with him, I say this all the time, with him setting up base in the Virginia area, dude, he could go in there, give Snyder a big bag of money. Don't give your son the headaches and the stress that you've had to deal with for the past 20 some years. Give them a big sack of money when you die and let the kid go off and be happy. He don't want this franchise. It's just like the Cook kids. The Cook kids didn't want this team. They didn't have the passion for this team their father did. That's why when they finally got control of it, they sold it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It came up this week too. A lot of people have asked me about the name, and they go, if they sell the team, can the team go back to Redskins? And I'm like, no, the NFL won't let them do that. The NFL is like, no, we're not going to go through this again.
Well, they could definitely change the name, but it couldn't go back to Redskins.
Right. Yeah, they could change the name again if you want to go through that again. But
if they got the name that everybody wanted, which was the consensus of Red Wolves, if they go out and got Red Wolves, I guarantee you it would do a lot for the new ownership, but they won't.
What about Legends?
Yeah.
Nah, because they now talk about Legends so much, and people are like, that's not a little better. Or the Hogs, I guess.
Legends is an old bar in Waldorf. That's all I'm going to think about.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So, all right.
But I want to do, it's just, you talk about the name, just the blunders of this team over the past couple of years is just incredible to me. I just don't understand how one franchise just keeps stumbling and bumbling. It started with the name thing. And then it moved on to the crest with the wrong damn dates on it. They can't even hand out seat cushions until the end of the game because they don't want people throwing them on the field. I mean, it's just the stumbles and bumbles along the way. That's why I said maybe Ron is just fed up with all this, and look, it's just like when Shanahan came out and said, well, we're going to need to start evaluating players, and they ran off 7 wins. Maybe this is going to be a similar situation, but I just don't, Ron has to be just baffled by a lot of this.
Yeah. So before we get going, next week, no show because I'm moving to my new palatial studios, and it's Halloween, so Matt's got to go out and try and get candy off people. And I found out today from a neighbor of my new house that they bring kids into that neighborhood because it's a bigger neighborhood and they like to walk in. Sorry, kids, I'm not handing out full-size Snickers bars to you this year.
Oh,
Be there this year. But, we moved the next morning to there. So we're not doing a show next week.
Yeah.
A break on all this. But after that, we'll be back as normal. So have fun on Halloween. What are you going to be?
And Rick is going to be at least 20 minutes closer to me. So we could do so. We're going to be in studio together sometimes.
Good. All right. Well, bring the Halloween Which Halloween character are you going to be?
Oh, I'm not dressing up for Halloween.
What about your boy? What's he going to be?
He is going to be Bluey.
Oh, there you go. Go Bluey. No, I know who Bluey is.
You know who Bluey is. Every parent out there that has a child under the age of 5 knows who Bluey is. It's the greatest cartoon, greatest kids cartoon on TV right now.
All right. I thought maybe Blue's Clues. Whatever. Okay.
No, he's not in the Blue's Clues.
All right. And so no pick. But next week I'll take Minnesota the next week for that one.
Is that a Monday night game?
No, that next week's Philly is Monday night.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if it was a Monday night game, I would take Washington because we know how Kirk plays on Monday night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're gonna. I don't know. They could beat Minnesota. Minnesota's a very complete team. If you want to just talk about it real quick, they're a very complete team. Their defense is a little iffy, but they've got weapons on offense. Dalvin Cook is running. They've got a great receiving core, and Kirk is slinging the ball. But I don't know. I don't know if this defense can find its way back together and they get a little bit of a oomph from the way Heineke's playing and they get Chase Young back. They could go in there and well, not go in there, but Minnesota could come in here and get a loss. I don't know. I don't think I have it in me to pick the Commanders to win, but there's my insight.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to get out of here. Happy Halloween to all you goblins and ghosts out there or whatever. And we'll be back later on. I'm Rick Snyder.
I'm Matt.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Seasons of Discontent on the Hogstye Network.